From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on your MTN statewide news on this Labor Day Monday. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Well, firefighters getting some much needed help on the Montana fire lines today. So we are going to kick things off with meteorologist Ed McIntosh to bring us the very latest. Quite a change from the weekend, Ed.
That's for sure. A drastic drop in the temperatures, but it also means rain and snow showers. A big portion of the state with winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings. Strong winds in western Montana with a wind advisory into effect there. And you'll already see areas of snow widespread in north central Montana. Rain showers across the eastern plains. Just a few pictures from the Montana Department of Transportation as we have some wet weather continuing across the region. We're seeing some of that snow continuing to develop. Now, I guess these pictures don't want to show up. I'll show you the pictures in a few minutes along with the complete forecast. Details are coming up in just a few minutes from now.
All right, thanks so much, Ed. In Gallatin County, firefighters are catching a break with the cooler temperatures, but not before officials say dozens of homes have been damaged or destroyed as a weekend wildfire tore through the Bridger Mountains near Bozeman. Flames torched more than 7,000 acres, and at last check, the fire is 0% contained. Firefighters say they're hoping today's cooler temperatures can help them save some structures and make progress. Roads and trails in the area remain closed, but some residents returned briefly this morning to check on their houses. In Musselshell County, evacuation order for several areas around Roundup were lifted this morning. The Bobcat fire southeast of town already damaged several structures and burned more than 26,000 acres on mostly private land. Highway 87 was temporarily closed over the weekend, but was reopened Sunday. As of noon today, all residents were allowed to return to access their property. The Red Cross is paying for displaced families to stay in local hotels. And in Bighorn County, progress is being made on the Sarpy fire, which is now 50% contained. It's burned more than 52,000 acres between the Crow and Northern Cheyenne reservations. Officials say over 100 structures remain threatened. Firefighters expect to have full containment around the 58-mile perimeter of the Huff fire today. That fire is burning near Jordan in Garfield County and is now 65% contained. No homes have been lost, but the fire has burned nearly 47,000 acres. And in Rosebud County, crews are making progress as they battle three separate fires. The Snyder fire, 20 miles north of Ashland, has burned nearly 32,000 acres and is 60% contained. The Rice fire, 6 miles north of Ashland, has burned more than 15,000 acres and is 50% contained. And the Oil fire has burned more than 10,000 acres. Well, one man is dead and another in the Yellowstone County Jail this afternoon after police found a body behind a downtown hotel yesterday. Officers say they discovered a 26-year-old victim in this car behind the Roadway Inn on North 27th Street. Billings police tell Q2 that the victim, whose name has not yet been released, and 25-year-old Adriano Fowler got into a fight near Hardee's downtown earlier. Now, the victim was cut or stabbed in the arm, and police believe he drove himself to this location after the altercation. Fowler is now facing homicide charges. After flames tore through a Mission Valley Cultural Center last night, Lake County Sheriff Don Bell today says crews found a body inside the building. Firefighters discovered the body of 33-year-old Julian Michael Draper of Pablo in a back office. Draper, who Sheriff Bell says is a suspect in starting the blaze, had barricaded the doors of the People's Center in Pablo, making the firefight even more challenging. His body, heavily damaged by flames, has been taken to the state crime lab in Missoula. Well, some Billings residents are picking up the pieces this morning after 2 homes and 2 vehicles were destroyed in a Sunday afternoon fire. A mobile home caught fire around 3 o'clock yesterday at the Carrie Lynn Estates Trailer Park on 14th Street West and Lewis Avenue. The home, a complete loss, and the fire ignited the neighboring home. Everyone was able to escape, but one person had to be treated for smoke inhalation. 2 dogs died in the fire. In other news, Colorado authorities are looking for a missing man who may be in the Billings area. A missing endangered person advisory was issued late last night for 86-year-old Nicholas Goldner. On Saturday, he was taken from a long-term care facility in Fort Collins, Colorado by an unknown individual. Now, Goldner called the facility and told them he was in Montana and has previously lived in Forsyth. Goldner is 5'11" with gray hair and blue eyes. He has serious medical conditions and is memory impaired. Officials say he needs medication that he doesn't have with him right now. Anyone with information is asked to call Fort Collins Police. Well, on the Montana coronavirus front this afternoon, the state confirms another death along with 52 new cases. As we told you yesterday, a Bighorn County woman passed away while fighting the virus in the hospital. She's the 17th Bighorn County resident to die while infected and the 118th across the state. More than 1,900 people currently have the coronavirus in Montana, and 163 are in hospitals across the state. Well, health officials are warning the unofficial end of summer, marked by large parties and gatherings, could bring about an unintended spike in coronavirus cases. The U.S. death toll approaches 189,000, and a new model used by the White House projects that number could double by the end of the year if measures aren't taken, like wearing masks and staying 6 feet apart. CBS's Nikki Batiste reports.
It wasn't just the beaches. Amusement parks, this one near Pittsburgh, saw large crowds, while in Orlando, Disney World and Universal Studios hit their limited capacity restrictions. A Burning Man themed party on San Francisco's beach drew more than 1,000 people Saturday night and was harshly condemned by the mayor, who tweeted, "This was absolutely reckless and selfish," adding, "You are putting people's lives at risk."
Relative to where we were heading into Memorial Day, we have an equivalent amount, if not more, infection heading into Labor Day right now.
On Face the Nation, former FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb warned there could be another spike in new cases, similar to the one following Memorial Day weekend, but even more dangerous this time.
We're heading into the fall and the winter when we would expect a respiratory pathogen like a coronavirus to start spreading more aggressively than it would in the summertime.
Hundreds of young people partied at a Manhattan park near New York University Saturday night. The university is launching an investigation and had already suspended more than 20 students for unrelated health violations. San Diego State brought in security guards after 120 students tested positive over a 2-day period. In-person classes have been suspended.
My office has already issued over 450 violations to individual students and organizations. We are doing everything within our power to ensure that we're prioritizing the health and safety of our students.
As you celebrate the unofficial end of summer today, remember, officials say that spread is happening at more intimate gatherings like backyard barbecues. Americans are urged to wear a mask and keep physical distance, even with friends and family who do not already live with you. Nikki Batiste, CBS News, Asbury Park, New Jersey.
Well, we have more ahead on your noon news this Monday. The end of summer weather doesn't necessarily mean the end of your flowers. Steps to protect your blooming beauties. But first, Ed's in next with your statewide weather forecast. Don't go away.